Good morning. Hey, you guys. How's everybody doing? Happy Thursday. We are in the final day of the full moon energy, and today is Thursday. Thursday's the day that Jupiter governs. How y'all doing? Whew. Let me. I am here, and yesterday I wasn't on YouTube, and so I apologize to you guys because when I come on with Adina, I don't know how to do, I don't know how to create that same experience on YouTube where I get to be with another person, where I get to invite somebody in. And so on Wednesdays, I just don't do YouTube because that's how it works. And so how are you guys feeling this morning? How are you all? I have been nursing some pain through my body. And it's such an interesting thing because this Cancer full moon brought up so much of my childhood stuff that I almost didn't remember. And I tend to be more sensory than I am memory. So like I don't physically remember my childhood. Like I don't remember the details of it, but I remember how I felt. I remember how I felt through my childhood. And I had a lot of interesting little health things, right? So I used to get recurring UTIs as a child. Um, and then when I became a teenager and started having sex, that made it even more difficult. I also used to have the hives a lot where I would be itching constantly because like I was in trauma and no one understood that I was dealing with trauma. So they would just deal with the issue and not with the deeper challenge. Um, and so now when this Cancer full moon came in, all of those things like literally just showed back up. I literally just felt like I was back, in the body of a 7-year old who was experiencing like hot tension in her body and didn't know how to release it. And it's just been remarkable because for the first time now I can see the connection, and I can, because of the retrogrades, because Venus retrograde and Mercury retrograde. So it literally, if we understand, I'm going to try and skip, like our psyche is like our psyche is our psyche is like a house inside of us, right? Is it in our physical brain? Possibly. Is it in our invisible reality? But no matter what, we're in a spiral, and everything is happening simultaneously right now, and we can heal things that have already occurred because everything is now. So when we understand how to use the energy of the moon, um, and the energy hold the water and the memory in the psyche of the moon, because the moon governs the psyche. So many times the illnesses and things that we're experiencing are stored in the memory of our psyche and in our flesh, in our cells, right? And so we can literally go back in time through our consciousness to find the root of those illnesses or whatever that comes up and uproot it and transmute it forever. I have done this in so many times in my life. Like I've done it so many times. Um, and it really works, but it requires listening to the body. It requires being present with the experience and being curious, like moving into question, query about what's happening inside of you, and understanding that really everything is astrological. Like we just don't get it, but everything is astrological. Um, so like this book right here, like you can see this book. This is the astrological wheel, and in the center there's a body. There's a human being with his body, and every part of our body is governed by a different astrological Every part of our body, see, the body is here, and every part of our body is governed by a different astrological constellation, because the houses are within us. And so when you're experiencing something, say you're experiencing something in your kidneys, right? Which is what I've been dealing with. Literally, I understand that that's water. So I know that that's cancer, right? I know that that's about the water flowing through my body. And literally, if I'm not having the experience of flow, I want to go into the cancer energy in my body and take the herbs and do the practices and the works that will help that energy begin to move. To heal ourselves, it's so important for us to learn how to heal ourselves. And then I'll do Reiki, right? I'll do one of the Reiki symbols, so maybe I'll do this symbol, and like just do the Reiki symbols. And this, the way I'm doing it right now is not accurate, so I don't want you, but I'll do a symbol, and then I'll take that energy and put it into my body, because the Reiki will heal the Reiki will heal the stagnation. It will move it. It will move it through. In any of your body, if you're having stuff with your heart, talk to your heart. If you're having stuff with your breast, your womb, anything, talk to it, communicate with it, acknowledge it, find out what part of the body is associated to that planet, and then do the work around that planet so that you can actually activate it in your body. I was having something that was going on with this finger a while ago. And this finger is ruled by Jupiter, right? So I knew that expansion was work coming through my system, that my body was taking on more energy so that I could expand. So I just did work with Jupiter. Like I worked with ginseng, because ginseng is a Jupiter herb. And I listened to the chants and did the work. So all of these things, if you come work in the moon work and on the classes, I teach the stuff, but we can heal ourselves. I really think it's important for us to learn how to heal ourselves so that we can suffocate the medical industry and drain them and heal ourselves. And we won't need medical doctors that way anymore. You can go get, if you break an arm or break something, you will need a medical doctor, right? Because that's a different experience. But if it's something going on internally, you can really learn to heal it yourself if you learn to listen to your body and ask the questions of what is needed, and then learn to trust, right? You got to learn to trust your body. You have to trust the information that you get so that you can get the medicine that is for you. And I have seen people use like the body will tell you what it needs. Like I've shared before that I had a partner who, when he had erectile things going on, he would eat oranges before he would have sex, and the oranges would work as Viagra, because the body knows what it needs in order to feel fortified in every area. The body is alive, it is conscious. And so the way that we heal ourselves, the way that we have historically healed ourselves, is becoming obsolete, because that Western medical industrial system it's not about healing, it's about profit. And so you can't heal your body in an environment that's about profit, because they're not going to give you the actual um, they can't access what it is that your body actually needs in order to transmute energies that are moving through it. And your body is intelligent and it knows what it needs. So if you're listening and communicating with the body will do everything it can to support you. But what happens is we get scared and we don't believe that our body is listening to us. So we don't give ourselves the opportunity to heal ourselves. And we just take it. Like, so when my son was born and the doctors were like, "You're having a child with Down syndrome," I was terrified. So I didn't believe that I could do anything. So I had to really work with myself to give myself the confidence and the courage to be able to step out of what their information was and into my own divine wisdom. Okay, so today is a Jupiter day, and Jupiter is at the fourth degree of Pisces. And so Jupiter in Pisces is really beautiful energy that is really opening us up into into the power of our imagination. That's the thing that's important to understand about Pisces. And while Jupiter's in Pisces for this year, we get to activate our imagination, and our imagination is key to our creative process. Our imagination is the key to our creative process. Let's say it that way. Your imagination is the key to your creative process. So, oh, I love that Jupiter conjunct your Pisces. What do you mean? This conjunct your Pisces. Jupiter's conjunct. I'm not sure what that means, Matthew. So one of the things that what I do when I'm desiring something, like, as I've been moving through this experience with my body, I just imagine myself healed. I imagine the day when it's like, oh, I don't feel this pain anymore. I'm not having that going on. My body has re-assimilated some energy. Oh, it's at your ascendant. Oh, do you feel really great, Matthew? That's amazing. Yeah, Jupiter at the ascendant is great. So if you can imagine yourself, give yourself permission to imagine. And the fourth degree is the degree of beauty. Oh, God, that's so good, right? So, what beauty can you imagine, right? What beauty can you imagine for the world? What beauty can you imagine for yourself? Let's not even think about the world first. Let's think about yourself. What beauty can you imagine for yourself? Where do you want to bring more beauty into your life? Right? Because Pisces is the energy of creativity and Jupiter is expansion. So, how can you access more beauty and expansion into your life? Pisces is also like romantic, like love, like that kind of romantic love and all of that. How can you imagine, more of that in your life if it's in alignment with your purpose and commitment to what you're doing here on the planet. Um, because I know for me, the thing about Pisces, like I have a Pisces rising, I can get lost in romantic stuff. I can totally lose myself in all sorts of ideas and notions of romantic love and all of that. And it distracts me. And so I have had to really get in alignment with my purpose and my mission and the work that I'm here to do on the planet right now before I can take on any sort of romantic ideas, because my historic experience is that I give my energy and power away in love relationships, and then I don't have enough for the things that I'm doing, like my work and my classes and all that, because I get lost. I have in the past gotten lost in like love, and because of the notion that we've been given as women, that I have been taking on as a woman, I feel I get lost believing that if I'm not doing something, he's got it. He's going to take care of everything. So I don't have to do anything but just be up under him and love him, which is bullshit. It doesn't, first of all, that's unsustainable. At least for me, I've discovered that it's not sustainable. And then secondly, I have something to do. I have work to do. So I need to actually focus on myself. But if you are the type of person who can get things done and still be in your romantic fantasies about love or your romantic experiences and not be distracted. I know when I would start seeing somebody, literally for months, I could only think about them, which has just been the most challenging experience of my life, honestly, to keep focused. But I have the South Node in Libra. And so I'm really good at focusing my energy on other people. I'm a master at it. So I'm really learning to focus my energy on myself. You haven't downloaded that skill yet. Right. So literally, if you're not able to focus on yourself, you want to have a love fantasy about how much you love yourself, really, like about how because the thing is, the love that we have for ourselves is the love that we can begin to cultivate with another. So romanticize yourself. Like I get flowers for myself. I love my body every day. I do something really deeply sensual inside of my body to give myself the energy of sensual connection with myself. I eat good foods. I do things that really cultivate the love that I have for myself so that I can be a much better servant in the world because I've taken care of myself. And then when I meet people who I want to experience loving connection with that feels like intimacy or romance, I'm not relying upon them to do that for me. So what I get from them becomes extra. Okay? So be very mindful of how you have expectations of others to meet you in these romantic experiences. And just know with Jupiter and Pisces, we get to experience a lot of goodness. So it's also a good time to shift and change. And so maybe I might practice, like maybe it's time for me to come out and practice and have some, we'll see, I don't know yet. The moon is in the moon is in Virgo. And so the moon in Virgo is about healing, right? And the sun has just moved into Aquarius. And so the sun in Aquarius is um, rebellion and like really breaking free from old patterns that no longer serve us. It's about freedom, like accessing freedom. And so I think the sun might be at the 0 degree of Aquarius today and the moon in Virgo. And so literally this is like, how can this is a very profound collective energy with Jupiter and Pisces and the moon in Virgo of asking us, let's see, I'm gonna actually pull a card because I don't feel that. So, what's the energy of the day that is really profound for people to? Hmm. Oh, okay. Mercury. It's, oh, yeah, because Mercury's retrograde and Mercury's retrograde in Aquarius. Huh. So, the energy is really being able to be taking in the information that your system is, like how can you really nope, I don't get it. I still don't get it. I still don't hear it. I still can't feel it. I'm not even about to try and fake it. Okay. So it's moving forward with like paying attention really to the retrograde, honestly, is the best energy. The retrograde in Aquarius, because the sun has just moved into Aquarius. So it's asking what's the information that's coming to you through the retrograde energy? What's coming through you to be authentic? Right. Thank you. How can you live into your authenticity? And with Jupiter in Pisces, you want to begin to imagine yourself in this way. You want to imagine a reality that is most desirable to you. A Virgo angel serving authenticity during the Virgo moon. Aw, thank you. You want to be able to imagine a reality that actually feels good. Now, let me say this. Sometimes our imaginations are handicapped because we've experienced a lot of disappointment and heartbreak, and then we literally won't give ourselves the permission to imagine what we actually really desire because we're holding into disappointment and heartbreak. So while Mercury is retrograde and Venus is retrograde, go deal with your fucking heartbreak and your disappointments. Go do the work inside of that experience so that you can begin to imagine what you actually really desire. All right. And so with Virgo, the Virgo moon says remove the things that don't serve us anymore. Virgo is the integrator, it is the perfectionist, and it's saying remove what you don't need, right? So remove the disappointment, remove the fears, remove the old stuff that's blocking you, remove those things. And they're just perceptions, they're just in your mind. Clear your mind of the disappointments and the patterns and the belief systems. I love you too. Clear your mind of the disappointments and the belief systems that will keep you stuck in old ways of being so that you can actually imagine yourself into the reality that is yours and only that you can create and generate. All right, you all. Peace and blessings. I am the Moon Mama. I love y'all so much. I'm about to go sit with my girlfriend Jackie. She does sacral cranial work and womb work, and I'm about to go be with her, and she's going to help me release the tension that I have been carrying in my womb area since I was a child. And because what? The body keeps the motherfucking score. Okay? The body keeps the score. So it is important for us to address the things that are going on in our bodies because our bodies are always trying to give us information. And Virgo also governs healing. So while the moon is in Virgo, we get to do the work to heal ourselves. Exactly. Go lighten up. Thank you. All right, y'all. Peace and blessings. I love you very much. Bye.